Hi, welcome back to the weekly home down payment review. The balance on the account is $68,750. So from last week, when we hit the $68,000 mark, which we were so happy about, I was able to this past week put in an extra $750. Let's look at the deposits for the week. On November 22nd, I was able to put in $550. Then on November 25th, I put in another 100, and then I made another deposit that same day on November 25th for another $100. So we are now 98% towards our $70,000 goal. I say this all the time, 70,000 is not the goal for the home down payment. It's as high as I can possibly get it. Right now, I'm thinking realistically, maybe I can save about $115,000. We'll see, because I'm also taking all of 2023 to save for the home down payment and then buying the property in 2024. So we're 98% towards this target amount. So I feel pretty confident that I will be able to hit this target amount by the end of November, which is fantastic. So we are 1 month ahead of our goal. Or we were hoping to hit the 70K by the end of December, but we'll be able to be a month in advance. And then I think I'm going to bump up the target amount another 10K to 80,000. And just do it in those increments until we save whatever we save at the end of 2023, and then we just take it from there. But I was getting slightly annoyed, okay, maybe not slightly, very annoyed with just this home down payment saving process, because I just started thinking about, one, I have to save. If you're curious, like, why you have to save all this money, it's a lot of money. Because I live in ridiculous New York City and everything's expensive. And honestly, not to sound obnoxious, this is not a lot of money in New York City. Like, if I went to an open house and said I had $68,000, no one would be impressed. That's not a high, like, house down payment. I know it's ridiculous and it makes me so upset. It makes me so annoyed. But I just think about, like, most people in this world are not saving up this amount of money, like nowhere near this amount of money to buy a home. And they're like buying a proper home, like 3 bedroom, 2 baths, some homes even bigger than that, backyard, basement, in a really nice neighborhood with, quote unquote, great schools. And I'm here just trying to literally buy a co-op. It's not even like a proper home. It's going to be a 2 bedroom, 1 bath space in a building with hundreds of other people. Like, so I have no backyard, like no basement, no private space, nothing, like no balcony, like nothing. So it's just like basic as they come. I'll probably need to like gut renovate the entire place, right? Like, so it's not even like turnkey. There's nothing special or unique about it. But just because it's located in New York City, of course, it's extremely overpriced, and that's just what it is. And I know some people might say, well, why don't you move? Why don't you move? Well, I'm not going to just like uproot my life and my daughter's life and move to like North Carolina. I don't know North Carolina. Never been there before. Don't know like the different neighborhoods. What about my job and my career? I'm not going to get paid the same amount of money in North Carolina as I am in New York City. Like, it just doesn't make any logical sense to me for me to just move to a random state just purely so that I can buy a property. I don't really see the logic in that, and I don't really see how that ultimately is going to add to my life fulfillment and satisfaction, because now, great, I get to say, wonderful, I own a home in a really nice neighborhood. Okay, but you don't actually like the neighborhood. You don't actually like living here, so what's the point? And now I'm not saying that I love living in New York City, because New York City has its issues, trust me, and I can go on and on and on. But one really big thing going for New York City is that they have really great services for people with disability. There's not extensive waiting lists, things like that, to get services, to get help, to get therapies when someone has a disability. And with my daughter having a disability, that's of the top most importance. I need to make sure that wherever we live, she is able to get her services very, very easily, first and foremost. Then everything else follows after that. So all that ranting to say, we're staying in New York City. I'll just keep complaining about how ridiculous the process is and how much money I have to save up. And that's it. Sound like a real jaded New Yorker. But yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous to me. And, I'm doing this as a single parent, all on my own. This is an accumulation of savings over a 10-year period. So my income is not this high where I've just been saving for home for the past like 1 or 2 years. I wish. This is like over 10 years of just accumulated savings that I've had and built up. So I'm just like beyond frustrated that it has to take me this long to buy a property because I live in New York City, just because the financial requirements to buy a co-op, which by the way, co-ops are 75% of the real estate in New York City. So it's just kind of no way around it unless you have a lot of money where you can go and buy a condo for $1 million, $2 million, right? And again, $1 million property in New York City, that's not an impressive property. That's not like a high dollar amount. No one is impressed by that dollar amount. It's just absolutely insane. But yes, that was clearly just information I want to get off my chest. So we'll keep trugging along, with our $68,750 that in probably 99% of anywhere else in New York City, not New York City, in the United States, I could like buy a property like today and probably have a lot of money left over because they won't even require this much money to be put down. But yes, I know the folks who live in other high cost of living areas will understand, like California. Y'all will get the struggle, and y'all will just understand how ridiculous it is. But that's where I am, and I will keep you posted. So next week's update should be a really good one because we will hit our target. Fingers crossed, nothing emergency comes along over the next week for that not to happen. But I feel pretty good I'll be able to hit that mark. And yes, this is where we are. I'll definitely be documenting every single step of the home buying process in 2024 when I started, because I just feel like I didn't know about all of this financial requirements until I started doing my own research. And a lot of it is coming from like realtors. There's not really anyone who's documented their co-op buying process. There was this one channel that just has like 6 videos of this lady talking about the co-op buying process that her and her husband went through. And that was really, really, really helpful. I love hearing stories from like real people going through real situations who are just honest and transparent about everything. So I will be sharing all the numbers with you all, what the process is. I'll be also showing the different properties that I look at, just so you can kind of all tie together in terms of what you can actually get for like a $500,000, probably a little bit above that price point for a co-op in New York City, and how it all goes down, so that hopefully can help somebody else, because I know right now I'm wishing there was more videos on it. So I'll go through it. I'll be the sacrificial lamb and document all of it, so to help future people who are interested. All right, that's my rant for this week. $68,750. All right, let's go. Let's keep going strong. Let's finish this strong. Talk to you soon. Bye.